There's a truth about Scorpio love that most people will never understand, not because they're blind, but because they're only looking at the surface. You see, when a Scorpio loves you, they won't announce it with flowers, grand gestures, or sweet words. They don't say, "I love you." They become love silently, completely, and often painfully. If you've ever been close to a Scorpio, if you've ever wondered, do they feel the same way I do? If their silence made you question everything, then this message was meant to find you. Because today we're not going to talk about what Scorpios say. We're going to decode what they do in the shadows, in the spaces between words, in the energy that surrounds you when they look at you, but don't speak. And what we'll uncover may shock you, because the signs are there, always. But not everyone is ready to see them. Pause. Moment. Lower tone. Deeper. Emotional pull. So I have to ask you, have you ever felt loved by someone who never said it? Have you ever felt protected, watched over, obsessed over, without a single confession? Then maybe, just maybe, you've already been loved by a Scorpio. But did you realize it in time? Because when Scorpio loves, they love with a soul that remembers lifetimes. They don't fall in love with your smile or your career. They fall in love with your shadow. And once that connection forms, it is both a blessing and a test. Today, I'm going to walk you through 4 signs that a Scorpio is in love with you. But beware, these signs are hidden beneath the surface. They won't always be romantic, they won't always be soft, but they are real and undeniable. If you've been wondering whether the Scorpio in your life sees you as just a friend or something far more dangerous, you're about to find out. And by the end of this video, you won't just understand Scorpio love, you'll feel it. Now let's begin with sign number 1, the one that's almost impossible to fake. They protect your darkness. Sign number 1, they protect your darkness. When a Scorpio loves you, they don't fall for your highlight reel. They fall in love with the parts of you that others overlook, the parts you hide, the pain you never talk about, the scars that still sting beneath your smile. And when they see those parts, they don't judge you, they don't run, they protect you. Most people are only comfortable with your light. They love your confidence, your strength, your beauty. But the moment you show your shadow, they step away. Not Scorpio. Because the first sign that a Scorpio truly loves you is this: they will protect your darkness like it's sacred. They won't ask for the full story. They won't demand explanations. They will simply be there, solid, unshaken, unwavering. There's a woman named Rachel. From the outside, she looked like she had it all together. Successful, composed, admired. But deep inside, she carried something no one else could see. A trauma from years ago. A part of herself she never spoke about. Then came Damien. Quiet. Thoughtful. A Scorpio. He didn't pry. He didn't flatter. He just watched, listened, noticed. One night when they were sitting together in silence, he said to her, "There's something behind your silence. You don't have to say it, but I want you to know I see it and I respect it." Rachel broke down in tears. Not because she was weak, but because for the first time someone saw her not just the version she showed to the world, but the truth she had buried. Damien didn't need to know the details. He didn't ask follow-up questions. He didn't offer shallow comfort. He simply stayed. And in his presence, she felt safer than she ever had. That's Scorpio love. It's not about words. It's not about grand gestures. It's about presence, about protection, about reverence. When a Scorpio loves you, they don't expose your wounds. They stand guard over them. And they make sure no one, including you, uses them as a weapon against yourself. Why does this matter? Because most people want to love you at your best. Scorpio wants to love you at your realest. They are not afraid of your past. They're not scared of your pain. They've lived through storms of their own. And they know that the most beautiful parts of a person are often hidden in the rubble. That's why when Scorpio chooses you, they're not just choosing the person you are. They're choosing the person you fought to become. and they'll defend that version of you like it's priceless. Scorpio is ruled by Pluto, the planet of death, rebirth, and transformation. They are naturally drawn to the things others avoid. They're not here for surface-level relationships. They crave the raw, the undone, the scarred, the sacred. So if a Scorpio begins to quietly shield your pain, if they notice your wounds and protect them without making you feel broken, that is not just kindness, that is love, Scorpio style. How do you recognize it? They never repeat what you've shared. They never joke about your pain. They never bring it up to win an argument. And if anyone else dares to use your trauma against you, Scorpio is the first one to cut that person out. They are loyal to your healing, even when you are not. And here's the deeper truth. Love isn't always loud. Sometimes real love shows up in silence. It sits next to you when you're broken. It doesn't ask you to smile. It just says, you don't have to hide. That's what Scorpio does. They become your emotional bodyguard. They hold your secrets with reverence. They don't need to understand every detail to know you're worth protecting. Because to them, your vulnerability isn't weakness, it's evidence of your soul. Life lesson 1, real love doesn't try to fix you. It makes you feel safe enough to fix yourself. If someone in your life makes you feel like your pain is too much, too messy, or too inconvenient, they are not your person. But if someone quietly stands by you, sees through your silence, and never makes you feel ashamed, then maybe, just maybe, you've been loved by a Scorpio. In the next part, we'll explore something even rarer, something Scorpio almost never does unless they feel something deeply real. Sign number 2. They begin to let you in, not just into their life, but into the most secret corners of their inner world. Sign number 2, they let you in. Scorpios are the most emotionally guarded souls in the zodiac. They don't let just anyone in, not into their homes, their hearts, or their history. They may laugh with you, they may flirt, but if they don't trust you, you'll always feel something is being held back. When a Scorpio loves you truly deeply, they begin to do what they swore they'd never do. They let you in, and not just into their life, they let you into their inner world, the part they don't show anyone, the place where their fears, regrets, memories, and emotional scars live. Letting someone into that space is not easy for Scorpio. It goes against every instinct they've developed to protect themselves. But when they fall in love, something shifts. They begin to believe that maybe, just maybe, you are different. Imagine this. You've been seeing someone for months. You laugh, you connect, you share stories, but there's always a certain emotional wall with them. And then one day, out of nowhere, they say, I never told anyone this before, but I had to raise myself when I was a kid. My parents weren't really there for me. It catches you off guard, not because it's dramatic, but because it's real, and because you know how hard it was for them to say it. This is what happens when a Scorpio begins to trust. They reveal things that feel like confession, things they've kept locked inside for years, and they won't do this for attention. They do it to see if you are safe. Scorpios are not reckless with their emotions. They test your loyalty in silence. They pay attention to how you respond to pain, your own and theirs. So when they let you in, it's not just vulnerability, it's commitment. They are choosing to give you access to the most hidden parts of themselves, and they are watching to see if you will honor that access or abuse it. Why does this matter? Because for Scorpio, love is not just chemistry or comfort, it's risk. And when they take that risk, when they begin opening doors, they usually keep locked. It means they are no longer protecting themselves from you. They are inviting you to stand beside their truth. It means they are no longer hiding behind mystery. They are offering you clarity. And in Scorpio's world, clarity is sacred. This doesn't mean they will spill everything all at once. Scorpios open up in layers. One sentence here, a passing comment there. They are always watching to see if you will handle their truth with care. If you interrupt them, dismiss what they've said, or change the subject, the door will quietly close again. But if you listen without judgment, if you sit with what they have offered, you will be granted deeper access, and one day you may realize you've seen parts of them no one else ever has. How do you know when a Scorpio is letting you in? They begin to tell you about the relationships that broke them. They mention childhood pain or trauma they've never shared before. They talk about their fears not just of the world, but of themselves. They admit to shame, regret, desire, doubt. And most importantly, they look at you afterward not to impress you, but to feel you, to sense whether your energy changed, to see whether you still look at them the same way. Because every Scorpio has been betrayed before. They remember exactly how it felt when someone used their honesty as a weapon. And if you show them you're different, if you prove you are a sanctuary, not a battlefield, they will let you all the way in. Life lesson 2. True love doesn't need constant access, it needs earned access. When someone opens the most guarded door inside them, your job is not to walk in with judgment. Your job is to sit quietly, hold the space, and say, I'm not going anywhere. For Scorpio, letting you in is an act of profound love. It means they see you as someone strong enough to know their full truth. And once they let you in, they don't let you go easily. In the next part, we'll explore a behavior that is often misunderstood, even feared. But for Scorpio, it's one of the most powerful signs they care. Sign number 3, their jealousy, not rooted in insecurity, but in emotional investment, protection, and loyalty. Sign 3, their jealousy is not toxic, it's proof. Scorpios are famous for their jealousy. It's one of the most talked about traits of this sign, but also one of the most misunderstood. People often mistake Scorpio's jealousy for control, insecurity, or possessiveness. But when a Scorpio truly loves you, their jealousy is not about dominance, it's about emotional investment. It's their soul's way of saying, I have chosen you. I've given you access to parts of me no one else sees. And now I can't pretend I don't care. Let's be honest. Most people feel a twinge of jealousy now and then, but with Scorpio, it's amplified. Why? Because Scorpio doesn't love lightly. They love completely. And when they love, they attach emotionally, spiritually, even energetically. You are no longer just someone in their life. You are someone who lives in their emotional universe. And when you become that important to them, they begin to sense threats that others don't. A glance, a shift in tone, an energy you share with someone else that doesn't feel neutral. They notice, they feel it, and they react. But here's the key. Scorpio's jealousy is rarely about the other person. It's about the bond they've created with you. They're not afraid of losing control. They're afraid of losing trust, of watching something sacred become diluted, of giving their whole self and being met with half-hearted loyalty in return. There's a story about a man named Marcus. He was dating a woman for 6 months. She told him early on, I'm still friends with my ex. We talk now and then, but it's nothing. Marcus didn't say much. He didn't forbid her from talking to him. He didn't snoop or demand details. But one night, as they sat in silence after dinner, he said, I know you love me, but when you choose to keep that door open even a little, it makes me question whether I'm the only one in the room. It wasn't anger, it was raw honesty. That's Scorpio. They won't always explode, but they will speak truth that cuts through the noise. And if they care about you, their jealousy isn't meant to punish. It's meant to protect something sacred. Why does this matter? Because in today's world where detachment is celebrated, where people are told to be casual, chill, unbothered, Scorpio stands for something ancient. They believe in depth, in devotion, in connection that isn't shared with just anyone. So when they feel jealousy, it's not because they doubt their worth, it's because they've already poured part of their soul into you, and they're terrified that you might not treat it with the same reverence. This doesn't mean every jealous act is healthy. Of course not. Scorpio, like all signs, has a shadow side. But in love, real love, their jealousy is a thermometer of how much they've invested. It's not about control, it's about care. And it often comes from the deepest place of loyalty, How do you recognize this sign? They may become distant when something feels off. They may ask subtle questions that seem random, but are really emotional tests. They might not say they're jealous, but you'll feel it in the way their energy shifts, in the way they go quiet after a moment they didn't like, in the way they start protecting you more fiercely after feeling threatened. And if you love a Scorpio, you'll learn to read those moments not as drama, but as emotional honesty. Life lesson 3, sometimes jealousy is not a red flag. It's a signal that someone cares enough to notice what others ignore. When Scorpio gets jealous, it means you matter. It means they've begun to imagine life with you, and the thought of losing you hurts more than they can say. They may not always express it well. They may even push you away when it becomes overwhelming. But underneath it all, their jealousy is just love trying to survive. In the next part, we'll look at a sign that confuses almost everyone. It feels like rejection. It feels like abandonment. But for Scorpio, it's the most powerful sign of transformation. Sign number 4. They disappear, not because they're done loving you, but because they're trying not to drown in it. Sign number 4. They disappear, but not to leave. If you've ever loved a Scorpio, there's a moment you'll never forget, the moment they disappeared. No warning, no explanation. One day, they're present, intense, attentive. The next, they've vanished into silence. And you're left wondering, was it something I said? Did they change their mind? Are they ghosting me? But here's what most people don't realize. When a Scorpio disappears, it's not always because they're done. Sometimes it's because the love is too real and they need time to survive it. Scorpios feel everything deeply. And love is not light for them. It's heavy, consuming, soul deep. When they start to fall, it feels like losing control, like walking into a fire they know could burn them, but walking anyway. And when that fear rises, not fear of you, but fear of their own emotional intensity, they pull back. Not to end things, but to breathe. There's a woman named Talia. She fell in love with a Scorpio man named Noah. Their connection was immediate, electric, undeniable. They spoke for hours, saw each other often, shared things they had never shared with anyone. Then one day, he stopped replying. No fights, no closure, just silence. She was devastated. She thought she'd been abandoned. She blamed herself. But 3 weeks later, he returned. With eyes more vulnerable than ever before, he said, "I didn't leave because I stopped loving you. I left because I started loving you too much and I didn't know how to hold it." That is Scorpio. They disappear not to escape you, but to survive what they're feeling. Why does this happen? Because Scorpios are ruled by transformation, and real love is the ultimate transformation. It shatters their defenses. It threatens the identity they've built to keep themselves safe. And in those moments, their instinct is to retreat, to process, to analyze every emotion, to ask themselves, am I ready for this depth? And once they've sorted it internally, they return, wiser, clearer, more devoted than before. But here's the hard truth. Not everyone waits. Many people misinterpret Scorpio's silence as rejection, and in doing so, they walk away from something real. If you're with a Scorpio and they've gone quiet, before you assume the worst, ask yourself, did they truly cut you off? Or are they simply navigating their own emotional storm? Because when they come back, they often come back changed, more open, more raw, more ready. How do you recognize this sign? They suddenly withdraw after a period of deep connection. They stop texting, calling, responding without any obvious reason. But when they return, they speak more honestly. They offer deeper emotional commitment, and they often say things they were too scared to say before. If they didn't care, they would have walked away without explanation forever. But when they care deeply, they need to step back, to not drown. Life lesson 4, sometimes people disappear, not because they want distance from you, but because they need clarity within themselves. Scorpios are not built for casual love. They either stay on the surface or fall to the bottom of the ocean. And when they fall, they need time to adjust to the pressure. If you love a Scorpio and they've pulled away, hold space. Don't chase. But don't assume they've let go either. Because if the love is real, they will return transformed. And when they do, they will love you with more depth than ever before. In the final part, we'll pull all of these signs together and we'll explore the deeper message behind Scorpio love, why it's not just romantic but spiritual, transformative, and potentially once in a lifetime. Conclusion: when Scorpio loves you, nothing is casual. Now that you've seen the 4 signs, you might realize something that many never do until it's too late. When a Scorpio loves you, you don't always know it at first, but you feel it. It lives in their silence, in their intensity, in their ability to hold space for your pain while quietly hiding their own. Most people expect love to come with clear words, constant attention, predictable behavior, but Scorpio's love doesn't follow a script. It moves beneath the surface, private, spiritual, and often misunderstood. But make no mistake, when a Scorpio loves you, it is never half-hearted. It is never casual. They protect your darkness. They let you into theirs. They get jealous not to control you, but because their soul is tied to yours. And sometimes they disappear, not to hurt you, but to heal themselves before they hurt you. That is Scorpio love. It is not always easy. It is not always gentle, but it is real. And in a world full of shallow connections and temporary infatuations, a love that demands your full presence, your full honesty, and your full transformation might just be the most sacred love of all. So if you are lucky enough to be loved by a Scorpio, do not ask for perfection. Do not ask for predictability. Ask only this: to be strong enough to stand in the fire with them, to honor their silence, to match their loyalty, and to never treat their vulnerability as a weakness. Because Scorpio doesn't give pieces of their heart, they give everything. And once they do, you will never be loved in the same way again. Final life lesson: love that transforms you is not supposed to be easy. It's supposed to wake you up, to pull you deeper into your truth, to stretch your soul past what you thought you could handle. That's what Scorpio love does. And if you're brave enough to receive it, you will never settle for ordinary again. If this video helped you understand the Scorpio in your life, or maybe helped you understand yourself, let me know in the comments. I read every word. And if you want more deep truths, soul-level astrology, and the kind of insight that stays with you long after the video ends, subscribe to the Path to Buddha Wisdom. We go where other channels won't. Until next time, stay honest, stay awake, and never fear the depths.